All right. Welcome back to the FF Face Off. This is a fantasy football podcast, part of the Face Off Sports Network. Today we are coming at you with our Week 8 questions. Start, sit, whatever else you have in mind, whatever else you need on this Sunday morning, we have got you covered. My name is Michael Hoff. You can follow me on X at the FF Realist. I'm joined by the ever handsome, the ever charming, the godfather and the soul of the Face Off, Anthony Servino. He can be followed the real NFL guru. Anthony, sweetheart, how's it about you?
Doing good. Sunday morning, a lot of football today. Our teams play tonight, but
Yeah,
again, very low expectations for mine.
What do you mean? Come on, it's gonna be fun. What do you mean? It's gonna be fun. If they lose this game tonight, holy hell.
They're gonna lose this game. They're gonna lose.
No, I'm saying my Niners.
No.
If they lose, not gonna be good. All right. Anyway.
I don't know if I've ever been more confident for 49ers fans.
Hey now. Bang bang Niner gang, right, buddy?
I hate that saying though.
That's where I lost you. All right.
Yeah.
You guys can send in your super chats. You will cut the line. Just got a little love from Mad Max. Mad Max, if there's a question along with that, buddy, just send it away, and then we will get to you. But yeah, good morning, Albert. Yes, of course, and another OG Sunday. Yes, it is an OG Sunday. The original gangsters of the face-off. Okay, let's get into this. Jeffrey Gross, interesting. Hey guys, I'm flexing Javonte, so I have to sit a wide receiver out of these four. I have Pickens, BTJ, Debo, and McLaurin. I'm feeling McLaurin's the odd man out because of the matchup, and Daniel's not playing possibly. Yeah, that is where I would go to. As of right now, Debo it sounds like he's going to play. It's not official, but it sounds like it. But unfortunately, they play at night, that being the Niners, so you're going to have to make a decision before that. So I would probably go with McLaurin here for the exact reason that you're giving me. Anthony, do you differ on that or what?
I would rather go Debo if you don't want to risk it. Obviously,
sure.
I mean, we're asking who to sit.
Yeah, he has to sit one of these guys because he's going to flex Javonte Williams.
I would sit McLaurin. Obviously, okay. you sit Debo if you don't want to risk it, but I feel like anything I've heard right now is positive on his playing status.
Yeah. William Stevenson also here, of course, on top of the OG comment. He said,
we're also hearing that and this is per Schefter, I guess this is overnight, that the signs are pointing to Jaden Daniels playing this week.
Oh,
if that changes anybody's mind here, this is a significant game, by the way, for the NFC. As you know, you make a case, maybe Washington, the Bears, yes, they can still win their division, but they're in tough divisions, right? You got Philly ahead in the East.
Sure.
Green Bay looks like the best team in their division. So, like, this could be for playoff seeding and a wild card seed. I don't see a world where Jaden Daniels sits, in my opinion.
Yeah, but are you so? All right, just to expound upon that, because I don't know if that changes your answer then about who to sit out of those four wide receivers. I think I still sit McLaurin.
I'm going to still sit McLaurin, yes, but I just wanted to give some context to anybody listening that Jaden Daniels is trending in the right direction.
Okay,
because some other people might have McLaurin, and and maybe they have to start him because they don't have better options.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to mention that the Bears are allowing the second fewest points to the position, so that was something worth noting. I see we have a super chat from Fredo. We'll get to that one second only because I pulled up William Stevenson's question. Start 2 at quarterback. Dak, Tua, Caleb Williams, or Geno. I'm going Tua in the return, and I'm going Caleb Williams. I think while I said the matchup's not great for Jaden Daniels, it's a lot better for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I'm with you here on the Tua in the return. And Caleb, Washington's defense is trending in the right direction, but this is the Bears. They're a two-dimensional offense. They're going to establish the run and open things up for Caleb, who's playing really good football right now. So I think this is a nice spot for Caleb Williams. And again, if we do see Jaden Daniels, right? Because I think early in the week when we thought Jaden Daniels was sitting, like, Bears can run away with this. This is now a potential shootout.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We do have a super chat here. We'll get to that. It's coming in from Fredo _9. Appreciate it, buddy. He said, start Neighbors, McMillan, or Dobbs. I have a feeling we're going to get quite a bit of McMillan questions today, given everything that happened with Tampa this week. But I'm still going Neighbors here. He came back last week. Well, that was his first game back last week, was it? I believe, from everything going on with the concussion. Wasn't pretty, but I think this week, I think they get back on track with where they were before the concussion for Malik Neighbors. So I would start Neighbors. If there was another option after that, it would probably be McMillan for me, just based on volume.
Yeah, I love McMillan this week. It's a hard pill to swallow to sit Malik Neighbors.
Right.
If you want to take a chance, I might go McMillan here. I said it after, like, I watched his Philly game and I watched it over again. Daniel Jones, he's played well this season. He's played well because of his protection. He didn't have Andrew Thomas, and Daniel Jones now looks like the old Daniel Jones. When he doesn't have protection, he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And now you got TJ Watt coming at you. And with that front seven brings, I might sit Neighbors in favor of McMillan. It's risky, but I'm looking at it in terms of, like, this is in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh managed to really minimize Aaron Rodgers and the Jets last week, and then they have a lot more firepower than the Giants.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go McMillan here. I'll take the risk, and I'll eat it tomorrow night if I'm wrong on this show.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Potentially, possibly, maybe. Our resident troll ATL came in here and said, I like Miami today versus Arizona. New Call of Duty game is out. You get it, right? You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay.
I like Miami here regardless.
Yeah. Well, yes. That Tua's back. Yes, of course. The Call of Duty is just a little wink. All right. Scroob, whatever. Scroob All-American, whatever that means. PPR, need a flex. James Conner, DeAndre Swift, Dobbins, or Waddle. Anthony, where are you leaning here? PPR.
Just one.
Just one. That's what it sounds like. If I'm picking, speaking of, I will just say I do like James Conner this week because I think the matchup for Kyler is not great. Dolphins, surprisingly enough, are allowing little to nothing in terms of fantasy points of quarterbacks, but I'm still going to lean J.K. Dobbins here. J.K. Dobbins will be my play, but after that, it would be Conner. Yeah, Waddle, I get it. Tua's back, but even when Tua's playing, Waddle's a little hit and miss. So
I like all four. I can make a case for all four. Sure. But I think I'm going to lean Dobbins, Conner, Swift, Waddle is how I would rank them. But, man, it is hard to see. I just have a bad taste in my mouth because last week it was a smash spot Monday Night Football for J.K. Dobbins and this Chargers offense against the Cardinals. And we know how that turned out. They couldn't do anything but kick field goals. And it busted up a touchdown parlay for me. So I have a really bad taste in my mouth. But this is the Saints. They've been getting gashed. The defense is all banged up. So I will go with Dobbins here. And I told you the rest of my ranks.
Yeah. We do have a super chat coming in from Derek over on the YouTube. Appreciate that, buddy. And if you do send in a super chat, you do cut the whole line. I'm just kind of jumping around today. So just fire those questions in there and we'll try and get to as many as we can. We have a lot in here right now. And feel free to hit the like button while you're in here. But the super chat is Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle, full point per reception. Thank you, guys. For me, in terms of this, now I think I trend back to Jalen Waddle instead of Devonta Smith. I mean, the Eagles are going up against, let me see this here. Eagles are going up against the Bengals on the road. And obviously we know Waddle and the Dolphins are playing Arizona. Looking at this, what do we have here? Cardinals are up there in terms of points allowed to wide receivers. 6 games with 30 points or more allowed. So in this case, I'll go Waddle.
Yeah, it's closer to me than it's just, hey, it's Waddle no matter what. The Bengals defense is getting better, but they've also given up production at times this year. And, you don't face A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and Devonta Smith every week. And what the Eagles potentially throw at you, I do think the safer route is Jalen Waddle. But it's really, really close. I think you can, in other spots, Devonta Smith is going to be a nice play today.
All right. Let's see this one here. We got, where am I? Let's go over here. 3P1C fail. Dobbs or Dell or Higgins?
Dobbs, Dell, or Higgins might not play today.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody asked earlier, why is Higgins so fragile? We're not sure about that. We have a lot of answers for you, but we don't have an answer for that one. I would go Dobbs here. Dobbs would be the play for me.
Yeah, they're saying they're hopeful for Higgins, and I like that matchup for him. Dobbs is also interesting. The issue with Dobbs is they just have so many guys. This is a true wide receiver room by committee, and Jayden Reed's been kind of quiet the past 2 weeks. So I think this is more of a Jayden Reed game. Tank Dell, I don't trust. Now, this is a crucial game for the Colts, right? And the Texans, because
right.
Texans and CJ Stroud did not look good. The Colts are somehow a 4-win team. Stan Steichen might be the coach of the year if he gets his team into playoffs with all their quarterback issues and their injury issues. I might go Tank Dell.
Okay.
I think this is a must-have spot because all of a sudden, if the Texans lost 2 games, you drop this one to the Colts. Now you're looking at we were running away with this division, and they're in Anthony Richardson figuring it out away from being in danger of losing this division at the end of the year. This is a must-have game.
Almost reminiscent of a couple of weeks ago when a certain somebody said they should be playing Joe Flacco because they do have a shot at making the playoffs, and they're not sitting there in that locker room.
They're winning. No matter what, they're winning.
They could be winning by more. They could be winning in more convincing fashion. They could not have to sweat these things out if not for Anthony Richardson. That's what I'm saying.
Steichen, he's a hell of a coach. And he doesn't get enough respect.
I hear that. All right, moving on. We got 20 in from Fredo. Again, another super chat. Thank you, buddy. A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, or Pickens for wide receiver 1. So we'll answer that. Then there is a running back, and then there's a tight end question. But if I'm only picking one of those wide receivers, I mean, A.J. Brown would be the play for me.
Well, there's more to the question. Let's hit the wide receiver first.
I'm saying there's wide receiver, then he's got running back, then he's got tight end. So if you're picking one of those wide receivers, he's also got the Swift or Walker at flex.
I like Pickens this week, but not over AJ Brown. AJ Brown, I think he's only played 2 games and he's smashed in both of them.
Yeah,
I do like points to be scored here, and I get we sat Swift in an earlier or Devonta Smith in an earlier question, but you don't sit AJ Brown. I think he could potentially abuse this Bengals secondary.
AJ Brown's played in 3 games and PPR scoring 25.9, 26.6, and 19.9. So yeah. Now I'm not sure if you're married to those guys at flex, Fredo, but I would consider doing Pickens over Swift. Me personally. But if you're going to flex those 2 guys, go ahead. And if you just want a wide receiver 1, it's AJ Brown. Tight end, Otten or Njoku for tight end. I did my start sit for tight ends, and both of these guys were starts for me. I'm going to go I'm going to go Cade Otten here. I think both have great games, obviously, because I told you to start both of them. But I'm going to go Cade Otten here. Both are going to get volume. Both.
I absolutely positively love Cade Otten this week against the Atlanta Falcons. And Njoku's nice. They're going to have Jameis back. Baltimore does give up production to the tight end position. I just feel a little bit more comfortable, I think, with Cade Otten in this spot. Am I crazy here? Or no?
You said you want to go Cade Otten?
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I like Cade Otten.
I'm going Cade Otten. I mean, both are going to have a lot of volume. That's the plus for both of these guys.
You know,
you look like you're looking at something, and then we have 2 more super chats.
Yeah, I'm looking at the recent trajectory. You know, because obviously Otten plays Atlanta twice a year, but it's hard to go off of because this is clearly Cade Otton's best season in the NFL. So yeah, and then I want to look at because Njoku also plays Baltimore. So I do have some historical stuff to go into. Njoku, wow. Njoku actually has a very good history against the Baltimore Ravens. I might pivot here. And David Njoku, his 3 out of his past 4 games, 658, 646, 771. He has a 335 and 1, 350 and 1, 3. So like he's got like, a couple 60-yard games. And Njoku's busy in these matchups. I might pivot to David Njoku.
Okay. I'm going to stick with Cade Otton, but I don't. The
like
beauty
both,
of this,
but
the beauty of this is I don't think there's a wrong answer. I mean, one will finish above the other. But.
And then the running back question, it's Kenneth Walker. This might be my favorite game for Kenneth Walker in the year. I like the over on his rushing yards, at the rushing attempts, and at least 1 touchdown from Kenneth Walker. I think you can even parlay that.
Agreed. Okay. Let's get to another super chat. Luca wants to know 1 starter flex PPR, Waddle, Bigsby, Dell, and Dobbs. Anthony, we're either going to be saying that we were dead wrong or absolutely correct on Jalen Waddle based on all the questions we're getting right now about Jalen Waddle. But if you have to do one of these guys at flex PPR, I got to double check something really quick here. I think I'm going Tank Bigsby on first glance, but I'm just want to check one other thing. Anthony, where would you be leaning here?
ETN, they're calling him a long shot to play, so this really could be Bigsby's backfield again against Green Bay, and Green Bay's defense a little bit vulnerable against the run. Am I worried about game script here? A little bit. As far as your other options, you got Dell, Dobbs, Waddle. We answered this before. I might lean Tank Dell in a must-have matchup against the Colts. This is another one I can dig in a little bit to a historical trend in terms of Tank Dell against the Colts. And it looks like he's played 2 career games in this series, 72 and 1. That was last year. In the game earlier this year, he actually had 3 receptions for 40 and 2 rushes for 19. That was like week 1. I like Tank Dell. I think this is a must-have spot for Tank Dell and a bounce-back spot for this Texans offense.
Anthony, I just got to answer the door, but I'm going to go Tank Bigsby here, and I'll pull up the next super chat for you.
All right, so we have Jared Fortin, PPR, Flex, Rashad Bateman, Alexander Madison. I'm assuming that's Wan'Dale Robinson, Pop Douglas, or Trey Palmer. And you can only have 1, which is really, really interesting. I know I feel like we've answered similar. I kind of like my gut likes Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman in 3 out of his past 4 games, over 11 PPR points. The volume isn't there. He had 1 volume game against Cincinnati, but he's making the most. He's getting 4 targets pretty much religiously this year. 4 games, at least 4 targets. And he's scoring. He's a big play guy. What do we know from what we've seen about the Ravens? They don't take the foot off the gas. They want to pour it on the opponent and score points. They want to throw the football. I get it's risky. I like Rashad Bateman. My number 2 would be Trey Palmer, as I believe he's going to be in that Chris Godwin slot role. But I love Rashad Bateman this week. It might blow up my face, but he's been playing the best football of his career.
Yeah. Sorry, I had my daughter getting dropped off from a sleepover, waiting outside. The door was locked. Whoops, days.
They run so much, where the play action pass, it opens up. Like we saw that beautiful throw and catch from Lamar to Bateman. Like that I think that could be a thing moving forward. And in Cleveland, their defense, their secondary especially, the Achilles heel. So I'm going to go Bateman.
Yeah, I would actually go Bateman as well. The other thing I'll say, and then I think we have other super chats to get to.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say about Bateman is this Ravens Browns say, right? Correct? I'm sorry. Right? Yeah, because you talked about Njoku going off on the Ravens. I think this has the potential to be unlike many other NFC, AFC North is known for these like bludgeoning matchups. This might be higher scoring. Ravens are allowing a lot to the quarterback position. I think Jameis is going to get to air this one out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go Bateman here too. ATL, our resident troll, sends in the super chat. He meant to say disappoint, I believe, here. But he said, last chance for a pizza bet, guys. Don't disappoint. Listen, that's on Anthony, man. He's talking about tonight's 49er Cowboy game.
Yeah, I will bet the 49ers.
No, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. That's not how this works, my friend.
I don't mix business and my heart. I don't do it.
I gotta just find one.
You want to fucking take a Liverpool Arsenal bet? Anybody want to take that?
I don't know what the fuck that is. You know,
Jesus Christ.
I would rather watch Ted Lasso. And Anthony, I just have this for you, and then we'll move on to the next super chat.
You have no manners.
So there we go.
You have no manners.
I'm gonna keep playing. I gotta get back to it.
Have no.
That stupid replay thing. Come on, StreamYard, get your shit together. I hate that. Why do they do that every time? They put it on repeat, guys. That's why I kept playing. And it does it every time we enter the studio. Dumbest thing. Anyway, Mike has a super chat here. Thank you, Mike. Sorry for the obnoxiousness of You Have No Marbles. PPR Flex. Mooney, JSN, Dobbs. He said start Kraft or Ingram. Okay, so we have a tight end question there after this one, but he needs a PPR Flex, Anthony. Darnell Mooney, JSN, and Dobbs. I think this is still a Dobbs spot for me. I know JSN's kind of intriguing because DK Metcalf, I think, is doubtful at this moment. It doesn't sound like he's going to play. But Dobbs would still be the play for me. And yes, I still love Mooney, but just not as much as Dobbs.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mooney. And, Mooney popped. And he's on a drought right now. But the last time we saw Mooney pop, it was against Tampa. He went absolutely ballistic for 31.5 PPR points. Tampa's secondaries, I don't even know the word. It's gross right now. They were absolutely abused last week. This secondary, I think there's a reason why they throw the ball so much, and they have to throw really to win football games. Like I get them minimized Philly a little bit, but that was a banged up Philly team. This is a fairly healthy Atlanta team. They need a win. And here's an interesting stat.
Oh, sure.
They lost convincingly to Seattle last week. Atlanta outgained Seattle and had like 15 more offensive plays, I believe I saw. So, I mean, I think that was more of an anomaly. Atlanta should come out and put up some monster points.
Sure. He also added at the end of there, start Kraft or Ingram. Kraft would be the play for me. Anthony, do you want to object to that? We got, I mean, they're both playing each other. We got, it's Packers against Jaguars, and it is in Jacksonville.
I'm going to go Ingram.
I mean, I like both. There's some, for as crappy as tight end was to start the year, there's some nice plays this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ingram here. I like Kraft, right? But he's like a lower volume guy where Ingram, even last week, didn't really do 8.5 PPR points, 5 targets, 5 for 35. We know he had 10 in the return. And even in week one, 35 offensive snaps. That was the week Ingram got hurt. He had 4 targets. So in let's say 2.5 games, he has 19 targets. So he is a crucial part of this offense. And I don't even know if I can use the word offense to describe Jacksonville right now, but
sure,
he's part of it.
I'm going to actually, because it's PPR, I'm actually going to pivot, and I am going to go back to Ingram.
I'm wired the fuck up today.
Yeah, something's in my Red Bull. I don't know what's going on right now. Might be cocaine in there. I don't know. Well, that's pretty interesting. It's a good time. We're getting dominated with super chats. We will get to the other questions soon, but if you continue to send super chats, you continue to cut the line. Fredo coming in hot. Hunt or Swift for flex for other league. So this man's in more than one league. God bless you. Aren't we all? If you're in one league, I don't know how you do it. And if you're in 20, I don't know how you do that either. Anthony, what says you, though? He needs a running back here. Are you going DeAndre Swift going up against Washington or Kareem Hunt going up against Vegas, which, by the way, I opened my phone this morning and it's like, the Chiefs didn't forget about the Raiders making fun of Pat Mahomes and the Kermit thing. Like, they don't need any more inspiration to kick the shit out of the Raiders. Mop the floor with them anyway. But I'm going Kareem Hunt here, though. Kareem Hunt.
I like both. I feel like I like Swift more than most. Sure. I will say the safer play is Kareem Hunt. The upside play is Swift. That's how I'll play that. You can literally flip a coin. I think they both give you similar. If you need a little bit more juice, I go Swift. Hunt is a nice safe play today. Any bettors out there? There's a Bet 365 boost for Aaron Rodgers for over 1.5 touchdown passes at plus 150 against New England. I love that, and that's one market. Like we all have trends. Is it better? Like Mike's fucking crushing first period goals in hockey right now. I'm like 90% hit rate on quarterbacks over under 1.5 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
And
follow the leaders. Follow Anthony on that. And just for the hell of it, then we'll get to our last super chat. Just because I looked at it this morning, I am currently 6-2 on the week in my first period goals. There's only 4 games today. I'm just going to give you 2 right meow. Oilers and the Red Wings, and actually, no, I lied. Canadians and the Flyers, Senators and Avalanche, both are night games. Both will go over 1.5 goals in the first period. There you go. You're welcome.
As long as we're throwing bets out there, fuck you for this Arsenal shit, by the way. I'm glad you paid for that comment.
He's gonna text me so fast. He's gonna be so excited that he got you to curse. It's gonna be his favorite thing of the day.
Today's a big it's a rivalry game, and these are 2 of the 3 best teams in the Premier League. So this is a big match going for both teams. They both need it, really. And anybody betting right now, there's a 10:30 kickoff in Germany. Bayern Munich, second place. They're playing Bochum, the last place team. There's going to be goals in this game.
Remember when you yelled at me?
But we're giving betting leans. Betting leans.
Okay.
I'm not talking like, breaking down fucking bait. No. You want to talk baseball betting leans? Fine.
No, I'm good.
We're talking,
Go Dodgers. Santa 9001 wants to know Reed or Neighbors this week. I do see that super chat. I'll get to you next. I apologize. I just pulled up this question, so I did want to get to it. Reed or Neighbors? I'm going Neighbors. I get it. It looks ugly because Daniel Jones is ugly, but just remember what we saw from Neighbors when he started to get cooking, and it just got derailed a bit by the concussion. I think Neighbors and company, at least in that connection alone, gets cooking this week. The rest of the Giants, I don't know.
Listen, I'm going Jaden Reed here. And again, I'm not going to tell you to start Neighbors over Reed when I told somebody earlier to start McMillan over Neighbors. I love Neighbors. I don't love the Andrew Thomas loss. I think that's going to cripple this Giants offense. And again, Neighbors he's a talent where he can overcome, but he can't overcome Daniel Jones getting sacked 5 times a game.
Right. Okay. I'm still going Neighbors, but it's a great point. It's a great point. Luca coming in with another super chat. Appreciate that, buddy. Ferguson or Otten at tight end. So let's answer that first. I'm going Kate Otten here. Niners don't give up much to tight ends, I believe. I'm going to fact check that right now, but I believe they're they're middle of the pack now. They've kind of they started the year hot. They actually gave up 12 points last week. No, 16 points last week. I'm sorry. Yeah. So here's the thing. They started off only giving up 1.6, 3.2, 5.1 in the first 3 weeks. Since then, 12.5, 20, 14.6, and then 16.3. I'm still going Otten, even though there is a trend that the Niners are allowing points to tight ends. Anthony?
I'm going to shoot. Again, like the 49ers, their front seven can gain pressure. And just like I'm worried about Daniel Jones, like I'm worried about the pressure Dak's going to face because that's exactly the issue that would happen in Detroit. And if you're going to get pressure Dak this way, if the 49ers are going to do that, I am worried about him getting the football off to his pass catchers. I think Otten is safer. Obviously, like Ferg's good. He's a really good player. I just see a little bit more room for Cade Otten to operate today.
The other part of this question is kind of interesting because it involves two Jets and a lot of other players. But he says, pick one: Adams, that being Davante Adams, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Chuba Hubbard, DJ Moore, Pollard at flex. So I think he's saying it's a 6-man league. What the fuck, Luca? What are we doing, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
You got to double that next year. You got to get in a 12-man, buddy. Anyway, I think Garrett Wilson had a pitiful game last week. Absolutely dreadful. I think he bounces back here. I'll actually take him over Adams. And Anthony, I'm kind of curious for your take on this because you did just say earlier that you did love the over 1.5 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers on Bet365. So where would you be leaning here? Are you leaning with one of those Jets pass catchers? The honorable mention to me would go to Zay Flowers too after that, just for what it's worth.
I'm going to probably lean Davante for the pure fact that they got to get him going. After all of the, bullshit, hey, we got to get him in. He's going to change our offense. He's going to change the season. They bring Hassan Reddick. Talk about, I don't know what national media is going to do tomorrow on Reaction Day if the Jets and the Cowboys lose. There might be a record in terms of like viewership across all national media networks, but this is a must-have game for the New York Jets, and this is a must-have game for. And Adams had a little bit of volume last week. They just weren't connecting.
They weren't connecting.
This ain't the Pittsburgh fucking Steelers defense. This is New England. In theory, this is gonna be a nice spot.
Yeah, WFAN tomorrow, the New York Sports Radio, will be absolutely lit if the Jets lose, Giants lose, and the Yankees are currently down and hurting. Oh my goodness! All right. Anyway, let's get to another super chat. Debbie wants to know, friend of the show, what's going on, Debbie? Otten or Ingram this week? She does have a running back question. I'm going Otten. I feel like we had this question earlier. No, we had Ingram with somebody else, and I pivoted because of the PPR. But I would go Cade Otten here. Because it's like you said earlier, like Ingram is the volume. Oh, it was Ingram and Tucker, correct?
Yes.
And Ingram gets the volume. Otten normally doesn't get the volume, but he's going to get the volume. I mean, his target share is up this year as opposed to last year, but he's going to get targets now because of the injuries in Tampa. So I'm still going Otten here.
Again, I think this is more, a safe versus upside play where I feel safer with Evan Ingram. I think the upside play is Cade Otten. I think gun to my head, I'm probably going Cade Otten because I do like him a lot this week, but it is.
Why's it got to be a gun to the head? That sounds very dramatic.
You want to know who else has the volume? Uncle Colin.
This fucking guy.
Uncle Colin has the volume.
This guy the fuck off my screen. This guy's a piece of shit. What is this doing here?
I would not be here without Colin Cowherd's inspiration.
Well, that's the only thing I like about Colin Cowherd, then. That's about it. Montgomery or Connor? I mean, I like his daughter, too. Never mind. Let's move it on.
All right.
Montgomery. All right. Let's be serious.
Family
Montgomery. Fuck your family program. Montgomery or Connor? I'm going to go James Conner here, actually. Again, I said it earlier. I don't like this matchup for Kyler. I think that allows the Cardinals to kind of try and lean on James Conner a bit here. So I'm going to go James Conner, who's still been producing.
Look, I'm going to go Conner here as well. And it's less about the matchup for Kyler, more about I don't love this matchup for David Montgomery. Okay. He is a threat to score every week. But unless I think, this is one of the few weeks where I view David Montgomery as really touchdown reliant to return fantasy value.
Yeah, and for those who are unaware, the Lions are going up against the Titans today. So there's that. But Debbie, appreciate it. Let's get to our next question. Pablo Garcia wants to know over on the YouTube, sends in the super chat. Thank you, sir. Feel free to send in super chats. You cut the line. Sorry to everybody that we just got a bunch of line cutters today. Pick 2, full point per reception, JSN, James Conner, or Javonte Williams? And would you sit Debo for Olave or JSN since he is questionable to play and it's a late game? Ugh. All right. Well, the first part of that, I'm going Connor and I'm going Javonte.
Olave. Fuck, I can't. I can't start Chris Olave.
I can't either. He's becoming like the soft porn of fantasy football for me. I can't do it.
I might go with the two running backs, Connor and Javonte here.
That's where I'm leaning. And even with it being PPR, I like the matchup for both. So, and this is interesting though. Would you sit Debo? We just said Olave can't do it. Well, what if you're worried about Debo playing and it's Olave or it's JSN? Then do you go JSN? Like, are you that concerned?
Debo on the bench can outscore Chris Olave on a regular day. That's how bad Chris Olave has been this year.
Hell yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right.
And like, who is Carr back? No, Carr ain't back. He's doubtful. I think he's listed doubtful.
Yeah. No, it's another Spencer Rattler week. I listen, if you're worried about Debo, which I get, maybe you're up against it. Maybe your opponent had a good Thursday night. If you have to pick one of these other guys, I'm going JSN.
I agree.
I just can't do it with Olave.
I need to see it first with Olave because the issue with Olave is he's normally a big volume guy. And he was getting out targeted by Shaheed. That worries me even when Derek Carr comes back.
Right. The last thing I will mention to you, Pablo, is you do have time because both JSN and Olave have games at 4:00 today. So maybe you hear something about Debo around 3 when they start reporting to the stadium. Yeah, maybe you hear something. I don't know. But keep that in mind. If Debo does, if they say Debo's playing before 4:00, Debo's your guy. If not,
we should hear something about Debo early.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's not like he's got to go out on the field and test out a hamstring or something. He's just he had pneumonia, so it's it's going to show up and see how he feels. So yeah, all right. Do we have any other super chats, or are we caught up there? I think we're caught up on the super chats. All right, we're caught up on the super chats. If you're still here and if you fired in a question earlier, just send it in. Yeah, can we get some love for some Facebook questions? All right, I'll just pull this one out of the sky. Cody wants to know over on Facebook, Stevenson or Rachaad White? Going up, we got Ramondre going up against the Jets defense, and then Rachaad White. Oh, they're going up against the Falcons. Anthony, where are you leaning? I mean, I don't love this for either. I got to be honest with you. I'm probably I'll go Rachaad White here in the sense that, we talked about Otton with targets. They might need to lean on these running backs too to try and get this.
I 100% agree here. Rachaad White should see a decent amount of volume. And he saw volume last week when these two wide receivers got hurt. When Godwin and Evans went down, it was basically the Rachaad White pass catching game a little bit. And he scored. Yeah. So, yeah.
Matthew, who suggested, how about we give Facebook some love? How about mine? He says, beggars can't be choosers, but no, I'm kidding. I don't see it right now because we're buried with questions. Just send it in next, and then I guarantee you, I will answer you. We will answer you for sure. A little more love for Facebook. Me either. LOL. I guess it's all. I'm leaning right myself. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Let's get into another question. And Matthew, I will wait for your question, and then we will answer it. Jose. Oh, Jose wants us to rank his team. We'll just do this quick. Rank my team, please. Caleb Williams, RB 1 and 2, Brian Robinson, Josh Jacobs. Okay. Wide receiver 1 and 2, DJ Moore, CeeDee Lamb, tight ends, David Njoku. Love that now. Flex, Dobbs, Shakir, Will Lutz. I love Will Lutz today, by the way. Kickers. Defense for the Bears. If I need changes, please let me know. No, I don't think you need changes today. Does he need any changes, Anthony? That lineup?
No,
I think he's fine.
I think you're.
I would love the kicker today. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
You still looking?
Yeah, he's good. He's
Okay.
good.
Let me see this. He also added his bench. A bench. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got your boy Anthony. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got McMillan, McConkey, your other boy, Rashad Bateman, your other boy, and the other tight ends commit. Nice ball rounded, except for Dalvin Cook, but I get it. I guess, maybe, in a way. All right. Black Rain 7920 says Kyler or Geno to start. Excuse me. I am going with Geno Smith. I've said it about 3 times. I might as well say it a fourth. I don't love the matchup today for Kyler Murray going up against the Dolphins, who Dolphins, I believe, are allowing the fewest points to the quarterback position, something you might not be expecting to hear. Dolphins have allowed 55.4 points to the quarterback position. They have had 3 games where they've allowed less than 10 points to the quarterback. So I go Geno.
I'm going to go Geno as well. I just don't, Kyler's been actually running the ball really well this year. He's just not throwing it really well. And that just happens to be what Miami does best defensively.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that Facebook question, Matthew. If you send it in, I guarantee I'll answer it. But, still waiting. Tilly with the Batman. Nice. Fuck yeah, Batman. Trey Palmer, who woke up pissed. Okay. Ricky Pearsall or Jalen McMillan? McMillan's the play for me here.
Yep.
I do like Pearsall. I think I like Pearsall in terms of volume. With no Juwan Jennings today, but I'm gonna go Jalen McMillan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go McMillan here as well.
Okay. All right. Aaron, our own Aaron wants to know, Anthony, Dolphins or Buccaneers? DST. I mean, the Bucks are his boys, right? He's got to ride with his boys. No.
How do you start the Buccaneers against Atlanta right now? It has to be, and I'm going to go obviously Miami.
Yeah, I don't
love anybody else you can pick up. Honestly,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude, come on now, work the wire or something. Don't you watch defensive streamers? Man, it's our product, man. Aaron does a lot with the website.
He does
the wizard over there.
90% on the back end of the website.
That he does. So, but maybe that's why he needs help here because he's working so hard. But yeah, check the wire for defense. Matthew did come in, and this is a long-winded one, so I'm sorry I made you work for it and type this. I apologize, dude. Matthew Parda need to start either Christian Kirk or Pearsall and drop who I don't start for a kicker. Heard rumors that Kirk may very well get traded. Hate to drop him and have him go to a competitive team, but don't trust starting him. I can keep both and keep my locker spot empty. Kicker spot, I'm assuming means, and pick up a Sunday or Monday night kicker if I have a chance to win. Okay, I get it. Okay. Would you drop one of those guys? And also, which one would you play? Is his first point. I would probably play Pearsall with no Jennings. If Jennings was there, I'd go Kirk. But here I'd go Pearsall.
Yeah, I'm going to go Pearsall as well. It's hard to drop Christian Kirk, but
yeah, I think I'd go
Pearsall. I wouldn't want to drop either one, but if you have to,
right? Well, he said he can keep both and keep my locker spot empty and pick up a Sunday night or Monday night kicker if I have a chance to win. I would go with that philosophy, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's the way to go.
Yeah, because I mean Jennings,
you might be able to win without a kicker, right?
You're right. Well, that's what he's saying. That's he's saying he's in case of emergency break glass, then he'll go ahead and do that. All right, so there you go. But I'm actually happy that I was able to get to your question, Matthew. I was also happy that I was able to give some love to the Facebook people, YouTube people. Give us some love. Feel free to like the show. Debbie comes in again over on the X. Hello again, PPR. Hurts or Caleb Williams or Stroud or Daniels? If plays. Do you trust he plays full game? Yeah, I'm not going Jaden Daniels here. I don't love the matchup anyway. I don't think he plays the whole game. If he plays, I could see him. I mean, the Bears have been good at applying pressure to the quarterback position. They've been getting after the quarterback. So I'm going to go Caleb Williams here. I mentioned him earlier. I like the matchup better. Anthony, would you go with Hurts or Stroud here? Or
it's close.
Well, I don't know if she's doing the combo, but because she put Hurts or Caleb Williams dash Stroud or Daniels. So if you need 2 of them, then I'm taking the Hurts and Caleb side. If you just need 1 of them, I'm taking Caleb Williams.
Or maybe it's 2 different teams.
Maybe. Well, then if it's 2 different teams, fine. I go Williams and Stroud. We have found every which way to answer this question, Anthony.
I'm going to go Williams and Stroud as well.
All right. There you go. Matthew did say, thanks, guys. You're welcome, Matthew. Have a great Sunday. Hope you win in convincing fashion. Let me go here. Danny Finsman. Dobbs, Keon Coleman, or Michael Wilson, full point per reception. That's an easy Dobbs for me.
Yeah, very easy Dobbs for me as well.
And then he has A-Rod. I assume he means Aaron Rodgers, right? No ARs and Anthony Richardson, but Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson this week. Russell Wilson did look good last week. Aaron Rodgers did not look so good, but I am going to go with Aaron Rodgers here. I'm going to put my hand I'm going to put my hand over the candle again, and let's see what happens.
I'm going to also go with Aaron Rodgers this week over Russ.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Giants defense is not terrible. Giants defense is not the Giants' problem. Always. I mean, they're not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. Jacob Graff comes in. Anyone in chat answer? Oh, anyone in chat? Oh, we can answer too. I need to start a flex. Madison, Adunze, Chubb, Tillman, or Hunter Henry. Unless he doesn't want us to answer this. Maybe he thinks we suck. I'm going to go Tillman here. The honorable mention after that would probably be wouldn't be Hunter Henry. I'm going to go Tillman here. Tillman's my answer. Anthony?
Yeah, Tillman.
I believe made your waiver wire video, right?
Yeah, no. Oh no, waiver wire, but like so did the entire wide receiver room. I think they were now in play with obviously Jameis Winston.
Yep.
Chubb is interesting for the pure fact that he has a lot of name value. He's extremely touchdown dependent against the Ravens. So I would go Tillman followed by a Dunze for me.
Okay. Guys, if you've been in here for a bit, apologize. Just if you want your question answered, feel free to fire it in again, and then we'll get to it. Our resident troll told me your boy is all talk. Not sure if he's talking about you, but whatever. Olave oil or olive oil. Olave oil. Interesting. Baker, Nix, or Caleb just this week. I'm going Caleb Williams. I'm not. That's not me being concerned about Baker. I still think Baker finds a way to get some points here. I just like Caleb Williams. Yeah, and then he answered in all caps: Baker, Nix, or Caleb. We're answering.
I'm going to go Caleb here as well, followed by Nix.
Okay, there we go. Mitch over on the Facebook. Someone offered me Olave for my Chubb. Non-PPR. Fuck no. Olave? No. Do you need a wide receiver, Mitch?
If you need a potential wide receiver because you've gone this far without Nick Chubb, and assuming you're in good position, you don't probably need him. If you need a wide receiver with potential wide receiver one upside down the stretch, that's Olave. When Carr comes back, you're just not using him today. Like, I don't hate it. Like, I think this is a nice buy low opportunity for Chubb. Olave.
He did come back and say Evans out, so he's hurting from the Evans injury.
Yeah.
So then you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't love it, but like what you're buying into is potential upside because there is no Shaheed. Like, what are they gonna do? Fucking hyper target Bub Means?
Okay, right. Yeah.
Like,
Anthony, your phone's blowing up because ATL is very serious about the Arsenal thing. Anyway, he keeps just applying that pressure. Anyway, Paul over on the YouTube wants to know: good morning, guys. Do we trust Higgins if he plays? And worried he would be used as a decoy. Yeah, I don't trust it either. I'm wondering who you have though. So, I mean, keep that in mind. But Anthony, do you trust Higgins?
Yes, I trust him if he plays against that Philly secondary. Like, I get the whole decoy thing. Like, they kind of teased Puka being the fucking decoy, Right. So it's a hit or miss playing a banged up dude. But like, you also have to remember, like, this is since he started out slow, they're starting to win some games. They're playing better. Like, they can't lose. Like, they can't afford to lose in this division. I get Cleveland sucks, but you have two other teams in this division that are well ahead of you right now. So this is if Higgins goes, I think he plays.
I think I've seen this question come up a couple times here. So, he did just add here though. Paul did add. I have Bigsby and Tank Dell as backup options, leaning towards Bigsby if he can. But yeah, I would go the Bigsby route. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I would go the Tank Dell. I think Tank. This is a nice bounce back spot. I'm going to continue with that.
Right. I'll go Bigsby. But either way, I think we like them. We both like them both over Higgins, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to this only because I feel like I've seen this question pop up a few times. Debo or BTJ and Chase Brown or Keenan, different leagues. So 2 different questions. Debo or BTJ. I'm going to go BTJ here. Just so you don't have to worry about if Debo doesn't play, even though I think he does. But I mean, Brian Thomas has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Anthony, are you going to side with me on that one or no?
I like Debo a lot tonight.
Okay.
Like I think he smashes tonight. Not only does he play really well in games without Ayuk historically, but this is the spot against Dallas. I see Debo could pop tonight if he plays.
Yeah.
So if you can, I would use, if you really don't want to risk it, I'm more than fine going Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. Yeah, and then the other question was Chase Brown or Keenan Allen. I'm going Chase Brown here.
Yeah, I'll go Chase Brown as well.
All right, let's get to we have another question here. Have to start one. Olave, Keenan, a lot of Olave today. Olave, Keenan, or Demario Douglas. You're gonna, Demario Douglas was targeted early in that game last week that was in London, and then all of a sudden he wasn't feeling so hot, and then he barely played the rest of the game. Anthony, do you take him in a bounce back against the Jets, or are you going with Olave or Keenan?
Bounce back. The Jets second. I just think that they're getting Hassan Reddick back. There's going to be more pressure going to Drake May. I might go. This might be the spot I go Keenan or Olave. Maybe here I go Olave.
I'm gonna tap out and go. I'm gonna go with Olave. I hate it, but I'm gonna go Olave.
Yeah.
So there you go. I will just ask you wonderful people while you're in here, feel free to like the show on YouTube. Helps us out immensely. If you send in a super chat, you will cut the line. Just plucking questions out of the sky here because we have so many. Potato Juice 4811. That's a hell of a name. A nice profile picture with Shrek. Great movies. Love or Burrow this week, Anthony? Quarterback question. What says you? Jordan Love going up against the Jaguars. And what is that for Joe Burrow? Who are they going up against? I feel like we just talked about that. The Bengals are going up against. Jesus, this is killing me. What do you got there, Anthony? You see it?
Cincy gets Philly, and then Love gets Jacksonville, and they're both playing really good football. I'm gonna go Jordan Love.
Yeah,
I feel like he's a little bit of a hot,
my headphones are acting funny.
Okay.
You keep talking.
No, I like both players, but Jordan Love, he is this Green Bay offense. Like, they don't run the ball a lot to score the football. Like, even when it's close, hovering around the goal line, they're looking to throw. And Jordan Love, every game he's played, over 21 quarterback points, 2 out of his past 4 over 30. And now you get the easiest quarterback matchup on paper, which is Jacksonville. So this is a Jordan Love spot for me.
Yeah.
By the way, he's thrown 3+ touchdowns in 3 out of his past 4 games. 2 of those games he's thrown for 4.
Yeah. Sorry about something happened with my headphones, but I have backup here just in case. I don't know. My headphones conked out for a second, so sorry about that. But yeah, I would go with Love as well. Keith Chief sends in a super chat. Thank you. Purdy, Knicks, or Cousins. I'd like this spot for Knicks, but do I like Knicks enough to play him over Purdy or I don't think I do, actually. I think in this particular case, I think I'm going Purdy here. I think I'm going Purdy against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. But I do like this for Knicks. But Anthony, I have a feeling you're going to go Cousins here on me.
Yeah, I'm going Cousins against Tampa. And he's not. Don't expect 500 yards and a couple touchdowns again, but this is another awesome spot for him against that secondary.
I'm gonna go Brock Purdy, and my second answer would actually be Knicks, but just because I love the matchup going up against Carolina. So, but yeah, Appreciate the super chat. What are we? We're at what? We got another 10 minutes, I think, or so, right?
Yeah. We can go a couple more minutes.
Daniel Cap says, "Hey fellas, starting Achane and Mason, but for flex, should I use Rachaad White or Trey McBride? PPR. Does the PPR sway you into McBride, or are you still buying into the whole Tampa's got to lean on everybody, and Rachaad White's a part of that?" What says you, Anthony? I'm just double checking something here with Dolphins and the tight end position.
I think McBride's the way to go.
Ooh.
And I like White. I think he has PPR upside, but McBride might be the only thing in this passing attack right now that Kyler can lean on.
Yeah, the Dolphins are the Dolphins are surprisingly good on defense in terms of fantasy, at least.
Yeah.
They're not allowing much to tight end either. I'm gonna lean Rachaad White here, actually, in a surprise move.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Hey, Pete came in here. Yo.
What's going on?
What's going on with the cat, man? Did that get figured out?
Let us know.
Yeah. Pete's got an issue. Can't find the cat. So that's why he's not here. That's why I am stepping in, half hungover from a lot of vodka at the Ranger game last night. Dynasty is my life. Sup? 12-team SF, 6-point passing. I have Baker and Goff, and just traded for Lamar. Who you starting, Goff or Baker? And you just traded for them. Oh, because it's a super flex. So you're starting 2 quarterbacks. Okay, I was about to pull my hair out that you weren't starting Lamar. Goff or Baker today? And we got. Let me see. I feel like we've talked little to no Detroit Lions. I feel like, except for that David Montgomery question earlier. Anthony, does the Titans defense scare you enough to go with Baker? Because Baker, you might be concerned about. I'm going Jared Goff here. There's concerns on both sides. I get it, and we have
Goff's just been so good this year. And it's a lot of it. It's the hyper efficiency of how he's throwing the football. There's going to be somebody's got to score points for Detroit, and Tennessee's defense is good, but they were exposed a little bit by Josh Allen last week. I'm going to go Goff, but I don't love it. I think you can use Baker because again they're going to be trailing a lot in that football game, and it's a softer matchup. But Goff's just so hard to sit for me.
Yeah, and what's funny, you talk about how good Goff's played. Distant memory, those first 3 weeks. 12.3, 13.7, 15.5. Since then, he's absolutely crushed it. So, started slow, but he's breaking late. So yeah. All right, let's get to these super chats here. We have 2 super chats. Hey, Zach Linton, friend of the program. Not even friend. He's like a cousin that's a brother.
Family, right?
Yeah, family. Point. Yeah, sit down at the table, buddy. Mooney, Ramondre, Madison, Rico, Douglas, Kraft. Need 1 PPR.
Mooney, Ram, Madison, Rico, Douglas, Kraft. I'm going Mooney. This is a Mooney spot for me.
It is a Mooney spot for me as well. I will just say though, I did flirt with Tucker Kraft there a bit with the idea of that would probably be my next option. But between those two, I'm gonna go Darnell Mooney. So because I'm with Anthony, I do think the Falcons offense is gonna put up some points today. So yeah, that would be the answer. Thank you for the super chat though. College Sport Sayer, $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Start Jay Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, that is, or James Cook. Also, CJ or Josh Allen. So, Anthony, the running back portion first. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor in this one. What says you? Are you going to go James Cook side or?
Absolutely going Jonathan Taylor. Again, I talked about earlier how well the Colts are playing. And that was without Taylor. This is a big divisional matchup. And a must-have for both sides. And who does Buffalo get? I don't know if I love their spot today.
Buffalo's at Seattle.
I'll still go Jonathan Taylor.
That Seahawks defense is a little fraudulent, but I would still go Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. Here's a real quick thing, and then we'll get to the other part of the super chat. Do you think I've been ragging on Anthony Richardson for weeks? Do you think Jonathan Taylor being back? it's not going to help him be more accurate, but do you think it makes him more
You would
productive?
hope. You would
You know?
hope.
Yeah.
He's the biggest conundrum for me right now because of
Yeah.
how he looked for a couple games last year. Week 1 this year, he wasn't great in fantasy. I mean, no, he put up like 30 points in fantasy, but he made a lot of mistakes from an NFL point of view.
Right.
But yeah, you would think in theory, if the enemy defense has to worry about stopping JT, there's going to be those running opportunities.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shall see. We're going to find out in a couple hours. CJ Stroud or Josh Allen was the second part of his question. Again, we already talked about this. We got Josh Allen going up against the Seahawks. Stroud's going up against the Colts. I'm going to go in Josh Allen here. Anthony, are you going against me on this one or what?
You're going to go Josh Allen.
I do think Stroud has a top 12 week, but I'm going Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'll lean Allen. I think having Amari Cooper opens things back up for him as a thrower.
All right. A little more of the Facebook love here. Rusty Mayer says, Tua or Caleb Williams? We got the return of Tua today. Are you allured by Tua Tagovailoa, or are you going with Caleb Williams?
Now this is close because I like Tua. I like a bounce back. I might even call it a bounce back. Like, this is Miami. They have to come out because they didn't look good in the small sample size we saw them with Tua. I think they have to come out firing on all cylinders against a vulnerable defense, but I'm going to roll Caleb.
Okay.
More meaningful game.
Same.
I think a nice matchup overall.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'd go Caleb Williams as well. College Sports there did come back and say, was worried about the weather in Seattle, 15 to 30 mile per hour winds expected. I'd still go Josh Allen because he's still going to give you the rushing too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, the wind could potentially be a problem, but not enough for me to go with Stroud. Pete's coming in with his bet play for today. We talked about bets earlier, so figured you'd like this. J.K. Dobbins over 74.5 rushing yards, minus 113 on FanDuel. Dobbins has had 14-plus rushes in 5 straight games. With no Edwards, I expect that to continue. Saints give up 5.6 yards per carry, most in the NFL.
Yep. Nice spot.
We need to get a little betting thing going here. Yeah.
He should score today as well.
Okay. Yeah. But, touchdowns. There you go. Look at that. We gave you soccer. We gave you hockey. We're giving you everything. We're giving you fantasy football too. Mason or Debo Jennings out. I would go. I mean, this Cowboys run defense is dog shit. I'd go Jordan Mason here.
I'm going to go Debo.
I love Debo today.
I love Debo today.
Man, gonna run all over your Cowboys, huh? Still have a couple more hours to take that pizza bet, buddy. Just saying, if you want to do it. Oh, here's another layup for you. Debo or Brian Robinson, flex PPR.
This is close because I like you can run on Chicago a little bit. I'll still go Debo. Again, if you can't wait to see if he's going to play, you can't. B-Rob's fine.
Bingo, right there with you. All right, let me see this. We'll get to a couple more questions here. O'Colin over on the YouTube says start 2 flex Chase Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and playing for the Chiefs now. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jalen Tolbert, Zay Flowers.
Chase Brown, Hopkins. You need 2. I will go Hopkins. I'll go Hopkins in a debut.
Sure.
And
after that, it's between Chase Brown and Flowers for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Flowers. I expect points to be scored in this Ravens-Browns game.
Yeah, I'll go Flowers as well with you.
Okay. Let's see. We're just going to jump around. Thumbs up on the show, y'all. 34 people watching on YouTube, but only 23 likes. Hey, that math doesn't check out. Thank you, Pete. Yeah. Like the show, please, friends. Helps us out immensely. Cade S. over on the YouTube. Brock Purdy or Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson going up against the Giants. Brock Purdy, as we have mentioned, 35,000. We'll make it 35,001 going up against the Cowboys tonight. I'm going Brock Purdy. Like the matchup more.
Yeah, I'll go Purdy.
Like the quarterback more too.
I'll go Purdy here.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go over here. Ross over on Facebook. We gave Facebook a lot of love today. Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, or Waddle for flex. Half point per reception. Thank you guys. You're very welcome. Marvin Harrison Jr. has gone from great potential to scaring the crap out of me. I'm gonna go Waddle here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll go Waddle too.
Yeah, I'll go Waddle. I feel like we had this question similar, but without Marvin Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's close. But I think I go, Waddle. All right, we got Timo says, "Hey guys, Smith over Dowdle and ETN rest of season and week 8. I maybe want to trade and Franklin or Shakir. So Smith over Dowdle,
ETN rest of season. What's Smith?
Yeah, is that Devonta Smith? Is that?
Yeah, let us know what Smith that is.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Anyway, Franklin or Shakir? I would go still Shakir here because I feel like Shakir is going to pivot back to a role he's more comfortable with, and the Bills are more comfortable with him being in that role. So I'd go with that.
I like it for today. I like Franklin.
Okay. Well, yeah, the matchup is nice.
The matchup's really, really nice.
Actually, yeah, switch
he's
that.
Been coming on a little bit.
If it's rest of the season, I would go Shakir. If it's today, I'll go Franklin. Actually, yeah. Let's pivot that. All right. Well, let's see. Let's pluck an. He said he did come back and say yes, Devonta Smith. Sorry, it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Over Dow, 1,000%. Let me see here. I feel like we had. Do we have something like that? We had something similar. Whatever. Let's answer it. Need 2 full point per reception. Olave, Flowers, Debo, Mooney. Then he's got a quarterback question, but he needs 2. Let's look at Olave plays at 4. Flowers and Mooney probably play at 1. I'm just thinking ahead to if we're waiting for any Debo news. Anthony, are we confident enough that we put because like if all things are equal, if Debo was just playing and there was no designation there, I mean Debo's the answer. Well, he's one of the answers. But are you scared enough to play one of these other guys over Debo? Like, does one of them present a upside similar to Debo?
I mean, if you don't have a pivot, then you might have to go one of these other guys. Like I would go if it's Mooney, it's Debo. The pivot would be Flowers.
I go Flowers over Mooney.
Yeah. No.
I'm saying I'm going. I hear what you're saying. You're going Debo Mooney. I'm going Debo and Flowers.
Okay.
And Mooney would be my next option. It's like
okay.
We're just moving around each other here. Baker or Burrow today?
I go Burrow.
Yeah, I'll go Burrow as well. I do think there's I get the concern, but I do think Baker still finds a way to put up points today. So Timo did come back and say Dowdle and ETN in a trade for Devonta Smith. Okay, that's a little more clarification there. Dowdle and Eden, and I mean, I'll take the Devonta Smith side.
Same here.
Yeah. So whichever side that is for you, that's where you roll. We go here. Oh, here we go. Super chat. I accidentally clicked on it, but it's here. Okay. Thank you, Mad Max. Mad Max. My bad. PPR, Zay Flowers or Dobbs want to keep the Steelers D. Who should I drop? Addison, Warren, or Hill? J Hill, that is. I would drop Jaylen Warren, me personally, if you had to drop one of those guys. And in terms of PPR, I go Dobbs over Flowers, but I do like Flowers today.
I would drop. You said you would drop Hill.
No, I would drop Warren.
Okay, I would drop Warren too, and then I would go Flowers slightly over Dobbs.
Oh, okay. I'm going Dobbs slightly over Flowers. Either way, I think we can agree they'll probably both finish within a few points of one another, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a touchdown, if somebody scores, that separates them. But in terms of like floor PPR, they're close.
Ian wants to know who's the better flex option today, J.K. Dobbins or Javonte Williams? In most cases I would say J.K. Dobbins, but given the matchup, I'm going to go Javonte Williams. This is a nice spot for the Broncos here in terms of fantasy football. I mean, in terms of just getting a win too. I mean, they're playing the Panthers for Christ's sakes. So, but Dobbins against the Saints, and then again Javonte against the Panthers. I'm going Javonte. Anthony, where are you going?
I like both a lot. I think they're going to be really close. I'll lean with you and Javonte.
Okay. Good times. All right. Do we want to answer? What want to take one more?
Let's do one more and wrap up because we got lineups, bets to do.
Yep. I know the drill. Dan B2387. Congratulations. You're our last question of the day, most likely. Half point per reception, Tank Bigsby or Tucker Kraft at flex? Tank Bigsby for me. But I do like Tucker Kraft today.
Yeah, I'll ride with you with likely no ETN. It's easily Bigsby.
Yeah, he had. I like Kraft's matchup, and I don't like the projected game script for the Jaguars and Bigsby, but tough to flex tight ends. I mean, yeah. I guess it's tough to flex. I mean, it's taboo, but whatever if they're producing. So, all right, and the brother-in-law jumped in here. He said, "Hello, Jess.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello, sir. Just in time for us to end the show." Anthony, that's going to do it for today. Anything to say before we ride off into the sunset? And your last chance to do a 49er Cowboy pizza bet.
I'm good on that, but we'll be back tomorrow with our reaction show, 6 p.m. Eastern. Mike, let's take it home.
Well, don't you worry, Anthony. I'm going to keep my phone lit up for you. Just in case you change your mind and want to go with Cowboys tonight. I got that pizza bet ready for you. All right, I'm done teasing Anthony before he gets frustrated. Until next time, everybody, stay thirsty, be kind to one another. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Cheers.